question will come from Missy Ryan, Washington Post.
Thank you very much. Secretary Austin, nice to see you. First for you, how great is the risk of a major Russian breakthrough given the shortages that Ukraine is now facing? And does that danger continue to grow if the U.S. supplemental is delayed further? And do you think, given the stakes that you laid out in the fight in Ukraine, do you think the United States has a responsibility to dip further into its own stockpiles if the supplemental doesn't pass? And then for you, General Brown, the White House has said that the United States and Israel, based on a U.S. request, are now discussing alternatives to a major ground operation in Rafah. What alternative options exist for achieving Israel's security goals in southern Gaza, including destroying the remaining Hamas battalions, without further threatening aid delivery and further endangering the civilians who are sheltering there? Could it achieve those goals with some combination of targeted raids and precision strikes? Thanks.
Well, thanks, Missy. It's great to see you as well. Regarding a potential Russian breakthrough, what we've seen on the battlefield is a series of incremental gains by the Russians. To the point that the chairman made a couple of minutes ago, these gains have come at significant cost in terms of personnel and equipment. But nonetheless, we have seen some incremental gains. And as I have engaged my counterparts and the chief of defense in Ukraine, they feel confident in their ability to continue to defend their sovereign territory and hold the line. Of course, they need munitions, they need support in order to be able to continue to do that. And of course, that's where the supplemental comes in, and we certainly would hope that we would see this supplemental get passed soon. I continue to see broad support in both chambers of Congress for Ukraine, and so I'm optimistic that we will see some action moving forward. But again, this is a thing that you can't absolutely predict, and we'll continue to work closely with Congress and our international partners to ensure that Ukraine receives the support it needs. The thing I would like to highlight, Missy, is that the United States is not doing this alone. As you witnessed today, again, some 50 countries gathered for the 20th time to address security assistance for Ukraine. And in that meeting, I continued to hear unity and resolve and an effort to find a way to continue to provide that support. So we're seeing allies and partners step up, but the support from the United States of America, of course, is very, very important.
Thanks, Missy, for the question. Having not seen the detailed plans that the Israelis might have for Rafah, it's hard for me to lay out an alternative. And even so, I wouldn't provide you specifics in this form, naturally. But one of the things that, as I've engaged with my counterparts, we've engaged with the Israelis throughout, even shortly after 7 October. We've had experience in operating in urban environments in the Middle East. We continue to talk about the lessons learned that we have without dictating to the Israelis on how to execute. At the same time, we also talked to them about how do we protect civilians. And I can say from personal experience, having led parts of the air campaign in the Defeat ISIS effort, our focus on how do you protect civilians and minimize any type of collateral damage is a continued conversation. And that'll be an aspect of the conversation that we will have with we continue to have with the Israelis as they ponder future operations.